Yeah, that's all you can do, man. I've OD'd. Oh, yeah, it's like that first half hour. It's like, oh, I feel pretty good, and then it's like, oh fuck, there's like another 3-4 hours of this. I like, what the hell? That's crazy. The fucking semis.
Yeah, the hitting all the dust, it makes it hard to see where you're going.
You know, I've OD'd on edibles twice, and it was also my early 20s. Well, I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't like I went to the hospital. Oh yeah, yeah. No, it wasn't. It wasn't like I had to go to the hospital OD, but I mean, it was fucking OD. Like I just felt like I took way too. I mean, it was overdose. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like they're not gonna do anything that. Yeah. Well, can be if you fucking get caught up in it. Yeah, no, like the second time was like I was living with my guitarist, and we're both kind of hippied out, like kind of in that circle, and we're living down in West Seattle, and he had a friend of his that came up, was like road tripping, and just came up from Mendocino right after harvest season, and he was doing a lot of clipping down there. So he got to keep a lot of the clippings, and then he ended up making that in this really fucking high potency oil that he had like 5 quart jars just full of, right? I mean, it was like visibly green. And so this friend of my friend showed up unexpectedly, and my friend actually wasn't home, so it was just me and this guy, and we didn't really know each other, but he was was cool enough, and I'm cool enough, so we were just hanging out, and I'm like, hey man, I was just gonna make a bunch of fried noodles for dinner. I don't know, you hungry? He's like, oh yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he's all like, oh, I got some ganja oil. I'm like, what the? And I never even heard. I heard of ganja butter, but I never heard of ganja oil. And I'm like, what's that? Oh yeah. I'm like, what's that? He's all like, it's like ganja butter, but it's emulsified in oil. I'm like, oh wow. He's like, should I go get it? I'm like, fuck yeah. So I'm frying up this big fucking pan of noodles, right? And so I'm like, how strong is this stuff? He's like, I don't really know. And I'm like, how many teaspoons? How many tablespoons should I put? Because I mean, it was a lot of noodles, so I mean, there was a fair amount of food it was going into. He's all like, I don't know. And so I just start putting 1 and 2 and 3. And proportionally, it didn't look like it was going to be that much compared to like how much food was going to result. So I ended up putting another 2 in there. So it was like 5 tablespoons of oil. And dude, ate that. And then we I had a big old bowl of noodles of this stuff. And then we're hanging out. And of course, we're waiting for it to kick in. So do a couple of bong hits. Then after about half an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm digested enough to do something, so I start playing bass, and I'm playing bass for a while, and I'm having fun with it, and I think I played for when I get stoned and start playing bass, like I fucking lose track of time, right? So I think I played for like an hour because I was in the zone and feeling pretty good about it, and oh no! Damn it! So anyways, so I played for like an hour, and then my body's like, okay, you should take a break. You have this big chunk of wood scrap on your fucking neck for, an hour or so. Take a break. So take the thing off, and then I sit down, and then when I sat down, it just fucking hit me, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, it's starting to kick in. It's all like, yeah, I know. So I'm sitting there.
Oh no.
Sit there for probably like 10-15 minutes, and then I'm just like, man, I think I need to go lay down. Like, I don't want to be a rude host, but I gotta go lay down. He's like, no, that's cool, man, I get it. So I fucking go lay down, and then after like 20 minutes or so, I was like holding on to the bed because everything was spinning so much that I swear I was gonna fly off, and I was like in that space for like at least an hour, if not 2 hours, just zapped, and then I think I finally passed out. It was not fun. Yeah, it's that vertigo and nausea. It's just like, ooh. And then also, you know, being stoned, so everything is more intense, which cuts both ways.
Oh shit!
Okay, all right.
Just try not to crash into her, and you.
No, I
crash
know,
into me.
I know. Yeah,
You don't got one of those Mark IIs, huh?
She doesn't have a lot of cars. You know, she's too busy. How much money do you have? None. I would actually. Well, if you get money for a car, I would say buy this one, because this is by far the most popular. Yeah, the red new Mark II. It's totally worth it, and it's not an HSW car, so it's not too spendy. It's not like a $5 million car.
Best classic car to have for rally.
Of course, it should be interesting to see what this new one is, the Cosworth.
Oh yeah, that might be interesting. It might be a good one for rally racing.
I mean, I kind of